When I had my own team, I took on a few agents, right? People, friends who said, "Hey, I want to learn the mortgage business." And at the time, I had a really busy business. I had a lot of knowledge to share with people. I was excited to help somebody learn the business. I was excited to help them achieve the financial freedom I've achieved through starting this business. And so I was really excited at that opportunity to help, you know, train these people who were, most of them were friends. And what I quickly learned is that even though I had the knowledge and ability to support them, I didn't really have the time. And so then I would find myself either not getting back to them fast enough or giving up my personal time to do it, right? So instead of having a lunch break, now I'm calling them back about a deal. Instead of eating dinner with my family, I'm calling them back about a deal. I'm underwriting a file. I'm submitting something for them because they can't have access to a lender yet because they haven't done a certain amount of volume. It was a lot. I feel like it cost me a lot of time, a lot of stress. A lot of it was stress I put on myself because I know what kind of timeline I would want. I know what kind of answers I would want and how fast I would want them if I was learning the business. So I set really high expectations for myself that probably were unrealistic to meet, if I'm being honest. Uh, and so then when I compare that now to what we have, what our new agents get at the brokerage, to have this coaching model, to have these brilliant, knowledgeable people whose full-time job it is to work for that shift and support people, that your agents can just roll into Zoom 55 hours a week and get their questions answered. It's really amazing. And that those coaches say there's two of them in Zoom, but there's, 4 or 5 other people with mortgage knowledge also working back on the underwriting side. So if they need an answer to a question, right? An agent comes in, they're asking a question about some type of deal that person's never seen before. They have a whole team of people that have more than 100 years of relevant mortgage experience to just jump in and be like, yeah, here's the answer to your question. They're all employees, they're all full time, so their job is to make sure those questions get answered quickly, which is a whole different ballgame than when I was a mortgage agent just trying to answer someone's questions, off the side of my desk in between my phone calls and my own clients being cared for. It's a whole different business model. And I really do think speed is important. Like the answers of how fast you can get back to a client are absolutely impacting that client's experience, including how much they trust you. Because if you set a timeline, I'll get back to you tomorrow, and then you get back to them today, they're impressed. But if you say, I'm going to get back to you today, and you don't get back to them till tomorrow, now their confidence is shaken. So I just think when I think about how I could support somebody now, like if somebody were to join the brokerage and learn how much better experience they would have got than when I was trying to train people as, an agent while I was doing a full-time agent job. And I really think it's worth considering that if you're a new agent, but also if you're an experienced agent, be really realistic about how much time you're giving away. The reality was, when I look back, most of those agents did not work out, some of them did. The people that did, they moved up to a bigger split faster. So I didn't really make that much money. I absolutely made less off them than what I would have made if I had taken the same time that I had trained them and put that into my mortgage business. I would have made way more on my mortgage business. And the reality is, it just wasn't worth it for me. A lot of those people were not successful. And that's even more irritating because you've given them all your time, you've spent all this time training them, and then you got nothing for that time unless you're charging an hourly wage, because usually how our industry works is you're charged a split. So if they never fund any deals or they only fund one deal, your split is so ridiculously small when you think about all of the time you've taken to train someone. So I think it's worth considering, because having know what I know now, I would never take on an agent to train them by myself because I just didn't have the capacity to do that. And realistically, I make more money just doing mortgages.